Hi everyone, welcome to day 4. Today our theme is soften. So I invite you to allow this practice to help you soften maybe the harsher edges, maybe if you're going through a challenging situation with your job, with your partner, with a friend, with your children, that you can assess or analyze that situation and challenge yourself to soften parts of you or soften parts of the situation if possible. For me, what comes up for soften is I feel as if as women, we kind of automatically assume this role of the nurturer. It's kind of expected of us to take care of others, and some of us really enjoy it. I am a caregiver for sure. I really love it. But I feel as if sometimes, especially as women, we take care, we nurture the other people in our lives, our friends, our relationships, our career, our children, our pets, even our plants. And sometimes I find that we can find ourselves giving and giving and giving, and then we either have nothing left to give ourselves, or we just completely forget about ourselves because we're so busy taking care of everyone else. So when it comes to soften, I invite you to do exactly what I'm doing right now, which is dedicating today's practice to giving back to myself so that we can serve the other people in our lives better and with more love. Today we're going to begin in our child's pose. So to get there, we're going to come through our all fours, tabletop position. We'll walk our knees out as wide as the mat, bringing the two big toes to touch in the center. From here, we'll walk our hands just one step forward towards the top of the mat and send the hips all the way back, melting the chest and the forehead down to kiss the earth. Fingertips are reaching to the front of the mat, and our hips are pulling us back to the back of our mat. And let's just take a few mindful breaths here to arrive at this present moment. Letting go of anything that may have happened before you stepped on your mat today, and also releasing any worries about the future or what you have to do when the practice is done. And just knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, and nothing else deserves your undivided attention right now except for this moment. And as you begin to deepen the breath here, breathing in full breaths through the nose, expanding the rib cage out either side, sending that breath down to the belly, feeling the chest lift as the lungs fill. And then also feeling the chest lower as the lungs empty out as you exhale through the nose. I invite you to take a quick scan of your physical body and just notice if anywhere is feeling a little extra tight today. Notice if you're holding or gripping anywhere. And just become aware of if there's any place that you can soften. Great. On our next inhale, we'll come back up to our tabletop position. And again, we're checking in with the foundations here. So our wrists are directly underneath our shoulders. Our knees are about hip distance apart and they're stacked directly under the hips. Pressing into the tops of the feet, we'll walk our hands back towards our knees as we sit our sit bones back onto the soles of the feet. And we're not here for a very long time, but if this is uncomfortable for you, you can get a towel and roll it up and just place it behind the knees, and that should ease the discomfort. You can also take a cushion or a pillow or a blanket and just place it underneath your bum on top of your feet to just kind of lift the hips up a little bit more, just for some added comfort. But again, we're not here for a very long time. So in keeping with our theme of softening, we're going to move nice and slow to start. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Think about stacking your head over your heart and your heart over your pelvis. So we're nice and straight. Hands can just rest on the tops of the thighs. Roll the shoulder blades down the back and slightly open up the heart. Beautiful. Tuck the chin ever so slightly just to lengthen the back of the spine. Great. Now I want you to imagine that you have a ballpoint pen on the tip of your nose, and we're going to begin just drawing circles with our nose. So we'll start nice and small to begin, softening and warming up our body. Maybe just giving it a little TLC. Great, and we can start to make our circles a little bit bigger. And of course, if one place feels particularly good, you can of course just like hang out in that spot for a little bit, give it a little extra love. Great, and then we'll reverse our circles, going the other way. Right, and then we'll come back to center, and from here again, we'll roll the shoulders down the back, sitting up nice and tall, and we'll just nod a little yes. So we'll send our gaze all the way up to the ceiling, and then tuck the chin to the chest. Yes, looking up to the ceiling again, and down to the chest, stretching out the neck. These are really great stretches if we sit at a computer desk all day. And back to center, and now we'll do a little nose. So we'll take it from the center and looking over our left shoulder, come back through center and take it over to the right. And again, through center, over to the left, through center, over to the right. Beautiful. Now, if your feet are starting to scream at you, and they should be, we are going to just come forward a little bit and tuck the toes under. Great, so now we're getting a little stretch in the back or the tops of our feet, stretching out our toes, and you may have to literally pick up your pinky and place it on the floor. My pinky's so tiny that it doesn't reach if I don't put it down. And then we'll bring the hands together, Anjali Mudra, prayer at heart center. We'll spread the fingers nice and wide and interlace the fingers. We're holding our own best. We're holding our own hands because we are our own best friend. Great. From here, we'll just nice and slowly start to draw the figure 8 or the infinity sign, giving our wrists a little love, connecting to our breath, seeing if we can send that loving breath all the way down to our toes. Beautiful. From here, we'll release our hands and dive straight back onto our all fours and untuck the toes. Press into the tops of the feet. Beautiful. From here, we'll flip our palms over onto the backs of our palms, and we'll just do a slight gentle rock. So we're again just being really careful with the wrists here, giving them a lot of extra love. We'll flip them back over so they're the right way. And this time, we'll turn them around so our fingers are now facing our knees. And once we're here and this is comfortable, we can again just rock really gently, really subtly, slow, gentle rock. Just stretching out the wrists and the forearms. And then we'll come back to our tabletop. And again, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Pressing into the tops of the feet. Press away from the mat with your hands. Make space between the ears and the shoulders. Really press into the left hand, and on an inhale, we'll sweep the right hand out about 90 degrees parallel to the ground, and exhale, sweep it all the way through, bringing the right ear and right shoulder down to the ground. We'll come up onto the left fingertips and feel that opening, that activation in the shoulder blades. If the left hand here is uncomfortable, we can take it and just wrap it around our back, or it can sit on our sit bones. Completely up to you, but either way, roll that left shoulder open. Beautiful. One more breath in. And exhale, we'll come back to tabletop. And once we're ready, we'll press into the right hand as we inhale, lift the left arm 90 degrees to the ground and thread it all the way through, bringing the left ear and left shoulder down. Come up onto the right fingertips, open up those shoulder blades. Beautiful. Nice deep stretch for the upper back. Again, really great if we sit at a desk all day, if we're kind of hunched over on our computers. One more deep breath in, and exhale, back up to center. So from here, we're just going to come to a seated position, so you can do that however you want. For me, I like to cross my ankles and sit my hips all the way back and extend my feet out in front of me. So I'm going to turn to face you guys, but you can stay exactly where you are on your mat. So we're here in a seated position. We're going to walk the soles of the feet together, really together, for our butterfly pose. And maybe you just take a second here to massage the soles of the feet. Maybe if you work on your feet all day, or if you're home running after children or your puppy, whatever it is, just give yourself a little love. And when you're ready, we'll interlace our fingertips, our fingers, and we'll cup the toes in our hands. From here, we'll just flutter the thighs up and down. Picture butterfly wings here. Beautiful. And then we'll sit up nice and tall, keeping a nice straight spine, rolling the shoulders down the back. Take a nice deep breath in, fill up the rib cage. And on our exhale, we'll just gently fold forward, letting the elbows and the forearms press the thighs away to open up the hips. Just a few more breaths here. Maybe you notice that your hips are feeling really tight. And see if you can connect to your breath and send that breath all the way to your hips. Great. One more nice deep breath in. And exhale, we'll come all the way back up. From here, we'll keep the left foot hugged in and we'll extend the right leg all the way out. You can use the palms of your hands to just move the fleshy bits of your bum away and really kind of rock back just ever so slightly and root down through the sit bones. Our right leg is nice and active, so it's almost as if the back of our thigh, that would be our hamstrings, are anchoring down. The backs of our calves are grounding us down, and our heel is anchoring down into the ground. The right foot and also the left foot are both flexed here to protect our knee. Beautiful. From here, we'll inhale our hands out in front of us, bringing them all the way overhead. And imagine that you have a huge beach ball in your hand. So you want to hold it here, don't want it to fall. Beautiful. Make space between the ears and the shoulders so our hands aren't touching. We just have some nice grace here. Nice deep breath, and on our exhale, we'll just fold forward towards our right leg, which is extended. So we can keep a big bend in this knee here if we need it. And I want to challenge you. So normally with our forward folds, I think it's we just assume that the goal is to touch our toes. That's the ultimate goal. That's how the pose is supposed to look. First of all, the pose is supposed to look however it looks. I want you to focus more on the feeling of the pose. How does it feel in your body? Because if it's not feeling good, I don't want you to pop a hamstring. So keep a bend in the knees if you need it. And instead of thinking of the goal or the aim of the pose as to reach your toes, instead picture it as getting your belly to rest on the top of the thigh. So we're folding from our low back, keeping our spine nice and straight, and letting the hands come wherever they come. And your flexibility will increase with your practice for sure. But our goal is to keep the spine nice and straight rather than arching the spine, rounding the spine in order to touch the toes. Beautiful. So we'll just take one more breath here. Great, and exhale, we'll come all the way back up and we'll switch it over to the other side. So again, rooting down through the pelvis, nice active left leg. And you don't have to have it open super wide either. You know your body, so if right in front of you feels good, perfect. And you may also notice that one side is a little bit tighter than the other, and that's totally normal and okay. So, nice active feet. We'll inhale our hands, send them out in front of us, bringing our beach ball all the way up and overhead, holding it here. It's not going to drop. And exhale, fold forward. Ooh, I need to bend my knee here. Hamstrings are feeling really tight. So using this practice as an opportunity to become more aware of our body and what our body needs in the physical practice, and of course inviting you to take this practice off of your mat and into your day. One more nice deep breath in, and exhale, come all the way back up. From here, we'll extend both legs out in front of us, and we're going to take a little twist. So we'll start with the left side. We'll plant our left foot in the mat, kind of in line with the right thigh. And we want to make sure that we have about a palm's width of space between the foot and the thigh. So just make sure that we've got enough space. We're not too close together. Great. From here, we'll take our left hand, so the same side as the foot that's bent, and we'll swing it behind us. Yogi's choice here, you can keep your palm flat or you can come up onto the fingertips, but wherever your hand is, it's in line with our coccyx or our sit bones. Beautiful. From here, right hand will reach forward towards those toes and inhale, send that right hand all the way up. On our exhale, we'll bend the right arm, twisting over to the left side, and the right elbow hooks on the outside of the left knee, and we twist to the back of the room, sending our gaze over our left shoulder. Right foot is anchoring down nice and active. Take a nice deep breath in and lengthen through the crown of the head, nice straight spine. And exhale to deepen the twist just a little. Beautiful. Take one nice deep breath in. And exhale, unravel. Come back to center and we'll shake it out. And now we'll do it on the other side. So we'll step the right foot up, planting the sole of the foot, making sure we have a palm's width of space, and swinging this right hand behind us. Inhale this left hand out to reach the left toes and bring it all the way up. And exhale, twisting open to the right. The left elbow hooks on the outside of the right knee. Gazing over our right shoulder, looking behind us. Beautiful. Nice and active left leg. Don't forget about this left leg. Press away from the earth with your right foot. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhale to deepen the twist. Beautiful. One more nice full breath in here. And exhale back to center and shake it out. Great. From here, we'll scoot our bums closer to our heels. Take a peek at the back of your mat and just make sure you have enough space to roll down. And if you do, go ahead and lower your back, flush down to the ground, and we'll hug our knees into our chest. And we can rock a little gentle side to side here, or we can even move the knees in small circles and massage the low back, reversing the circle. Beautiful. From here, we'll hug in the right knee as we extend the left leg all the way down to the ground. You can open up the right hip here, just anything that feels nice and good in this deep stretch. Beautiful. Great. From here, we'll release the left hand all the way down to the ground. And with our right hand on the outside of the right knee, we'll guide the right knee up through center and take it all the way over to the left side. Release the right arm and gaze over that right arm, or you can close your eyes and just feel a nice twist in the back here. Our left hand can just rest on the top of the right thigh, adding a gentle pressure to deepen the twist. Inhale, we'll come back up to center, and we'll extend this right leg all the way up to the sky. Nice stretch. Beautiful. From here, this time we'll hug both knees into the chest, and we'll extend the right leg down to the ground, hugging up that left knee, opening up the hip if we would like to. Beautiful. Release the right arm down to the ground, and left arm on the outside of the left knee. We'll guide it up through center and take it all the way over to the right side, releasing the left arm down and gazing over to the left. A supine twist here. This is also a great pose if you have a few minutes before you go to sleep at night or before you hop out of your bed in the morning. Feel free to do these little twists. They'll help your spine throughout the day. Inhale, we'll come back through center and extend that left leg all the way up to the sky. Just a nice hamstring stretch, stretching out the whole left leg. And when you're ready, we'll hug both knees into the chest one last time. Maybe you wrap your arms around your knees and come into a nice little ball, the smallest ball you could possibly get into. And then we'll just release everything all the way down to the ground, opening the legs as wide as the mat. Rolling the shoulders down the back, letting the hands fall wherever feels comfortable. Allowing yourself to release, to let go, to soften, to surrender. Notice if you're holding or gripping anywhere, particularly in the hands and the feet. And just make any little movements to adjust. Unclench your jaw. Notice if your tongue is pressing to the top of your mouth. Just release. Relax that space between your eyebrows. And if you can stay here in your Shavasana for a few more breaths, if you have the time, please do so. If you have to rush off and get on with your day, that's totally fine as well. Either way, feel deep gratitude for yourself for showing up for you today. Namaste.